Russell Davidson, you exhibited Fairbanks Rusty in the Stallion Parade today. Would you please tell us something about Rusty?
Thank you, Rosemary. Yes, we did, and I got my daughter-in-law, Dr. Matea Davidson. She actually rode the horse for me and displayed him. Rusty is a stallion. He's a 5-year-old stallion by the Hanoverian Stallion Rotspond, and he's out of a Jazz Olympic cocktail mare. And he's only a baby, so he's doing his lateral work at the moment. Canter half pass, leg yielding, walk pirouettes and all that. He's one of many stallions we've got. We've got a lot more coming up. So he's the baby, but the older stallion we did have, but Shane's taken him. My son, he's taken him up on a show jumping career, and he went over to Belgium in 2005 and represented Australia. So yeah, it's all exciting.
And how many other stallions are you currently standing at stud?
And this year we've got a new stallion coming in, and it's a Scolari. Scolari is by Sandro Head, and he's a world champion horse. And that particular horse is one of 3 that we've just broken in. We've also got Stiletto, a mare, and Shane has got Sambuca. And they're the first 3 first 3 Scolaris under saddle in Australia. So that's pretty exciting. Yeah, we've got, how many stallions we've got now? I've got to think about it. I've got an Indoctro stallion, I've got the Scolari stallion, the Rotspond stallion, the Carthago stallion, and I've got an Esprit coming up as well.
I'm with Debbie McGann, and she exhibited Hollinggrove Surreal in the Stallion Parade today. Debbie, would you like to tell us about him?
Well, he's a 5-year-old black stallion from Sirocco, out of a Dream of Glory mare. He's been training at Novice Elementary, and this is pretty much his first time in the indoor arena here, and he did get a little bit frightened when we got in there, wanted to exit, but he's pretty calm, relaxed kind of guy. He's a bit groovy, really like a puppy dog, and he's just absolutely beautiful to ride. His movement is just wow, out there. It's amazing.
And where does he stand at stud, Debbie?
He stands at Tambourine Village with my mother and I. We own a Miramar stud, just a small stud, but we have one foal on the ground from him and another one coming this year, so we're just little.
Helena Chanel, you presented your lovely horse, Double S Dark Sun, in the parade today. Would you like to tell us all about him, please?
Yes, and I know all about him because we actually bred him. He's 5 years old now, and he's grown from the size of smaller than a Shetland pony up to still a pony, but a large pony, 14.2. When he was 2.5, I broke him into harness, and then at 3.5, we started riding him. And he's just got the most beautiful temperament, and I think it's fair to say he was one of the best behaved stallions out there today.
Yes, he certainly was. And where does he stand at stud?
We're just west of Toowoomba, about half an hour west of Toowoomba on the Darling Downs.
And what sort of mares are you looking at for him?
Well, I think he actually would go well with different sorts of mares. He's actually a small horse, not a pony. So you can cross to larger mares and get larger foals, or you can cross to ponies and get more of a pony that moves like a bigger horse, which hopefully will be very competitive in pony dressage.
And do you intend to continue with him in harness?
Yes. At the moment it's mostly just pleasure drives, but one day I'd like to get into combined driving. And we do some eventing under saddle, and combined driving is like eventing only driving, so I'm really looking forward to that.
David Shoebridge, you exhibited the beautiful 007 in the Stallion Parade this morning. Would you like to tell us about him, please?
Thank you. Yes, we bought 007 last year from Holland, and he came out of quarantine at the end of October. It's been a fantastic run of shows, from Small Tour, Pre-St George to Inter One, and we've just had our first Grand Prix. We've done 2 Grand Prix, so the Brisbane CDI next weekend will be our 3rd, but our first international.
And where is he standing at stud?
At Revelwood Stud. We live just near Sydney on the Central Coast, so it's halfway between Newcastle and Sydney, and we have 6 stallions, and 007 at the moment is most definitely our flagship. He and Frere Rocher are out competing in the FEI classes.
I have Cheryl O'Brien and Tor Vanderberg with me, and Cheryl is the owner of two beautiful stallions, Laurie's Az and also Fisherman's Friend, who is also here with us this evening. Tor has just done a wonderful Kerr Grand Prix display on Fisherman's Friend, and I just wonder, Cheryl, whether you might tell us about your two beautiful stallions.
Yes, well, this is the older of the two, Fisherman's Friend. He came from the Hanoverian State Stud in Germany, and I imported him in, when did I import him? 1996. And Tor's ridden him all the way through, and he's won multiple competitions, Horse of the Year, all sorts of things, done a wonderful job with him. And the baby of the bunch, of course, is Laurie's Az. And I imported him in about 3 years ago, and that's Tor's new up-and-coming stallion. He's fantastic. He's doing Press and George into one now, and we're looking forward to the next year or so with the big tour, aren't we, Tor?
And Tor, how was your ride in the Kerr?
Really happy with him. It's a good tune-up before CDI this weekend and next weekend. I was really happy with him, and we did minimal warm-up. We have to come out again and do a display, so I did minimal warm-up, and he really tried. He did everything right, and I couldn't be happier. I'm just wrapped.
And these two stallions both appear to have really fabulous temperaments. I saw children sitting on this horse earlier this evening, and also the other horse was displayed this morning.
Wonderful, yes. Laurie's Az, I select for temperament in my breeding program, and Laurie's Az and his stallion performance test got 10 out of 10 for his temperament. Absolutely gentle giant, and as you saw, Fish is the same. The kids love him. He just loves children. He's just absolutely fantastic.
And could you tell us, Cheryl, about your stud farm?
Yes, Remy Stud. We're situated in the Lockyer Valley, and we've had that for nearly 20 years now. I've got about 15 brood mares, all Hanoverian mares, and I like to breed to the best possible stallions, and they're all licensed with Hanover. Again, selecting for temperament and, of course, movement. It's the name of the game, and hopefully we've got some wonderful progeny around by Fish. And if you saw earlier today, the first of Laurie's Az babies were out, 2.5 years old, 4 weeks under saddle, and Tor's broken him in, and he was out here today following his dad around. It was just brilliant, and that's what temperament's all about. So
today by Tori Welsh. Congratulations, Tori. As you can see, it's a very overwhelming environment for these young horses. The indoors and all of the crowd here today can be quite intimidating, but now he's starting to really show his paces. If you'd like to put your hands together for Castlebrook, Brennan, Jude. Thank you very much, Tori. JB Alto, 4-year-old, 16-2 hand, Australian warm blood and Hanoverian stallion, Don Shafuro mare. Thank you so much for showing us your wonderful stallion. At last in Australia, you have a world-class stallion with a live foal guarantee. Let us enjoy Prestige VDL.